Good day, everyone. My name is Millionaire. Welcome to today's show, and we'll be talking about the best way to save money to become a millionaire. I once asked a millionaire, I said, "How do you become a millionaire? Because I would like to be like you." And he answered, he said, "There are different ways you can become a millionaire." And he said that one, I need to spend wisely. Then I need to take a risk. Then I need to outwork my performance and live below my means. So I told him to explain how these things works for me in his own way. Then he said, sometimes in life, experience makes you know how these things works. It's not about telling people, but it's about experiencing it from your own different angle because what he did to make him rich is different, might be different from what I would do to take me to that particular place. But he said I should just focus more on these four things. One, spend wisely. How do you spend wisely? Whatever thing you spend on, it should be something that will bring good yield to you. It should be something tangible. You don't spend unnecessarily. Whatever thing you put your money, it should be something that you know that this thing will bring good fortune for me. This thing is of purpose, of good purpose. Then two, take risk. Some of the things you do in life, you achieve them by trying often. And trying often, it's mainly taking a risk. Risk is something you take. It's either you succeed or you fail. When you fail, you get up again and try another risk again. Because this life, you have to take risk to get to some certain point in life. When you're a risk taker, there are chances that you will make it, and there are also chances that you will fail. But the fact that even when you fail, you don't just go and sit down and start crying that you are a failure. No. Everybody who makes it in life, most people that makes it in life today, when they started it up, they failed. Some people mock them during their startup and they faced so many criticism, but they didn't give up. They move on. Then three, you outwork your performance, outwork everyone. Wherever you work, you try to be the best. Just try to be yourself. Try to be the best version of yourself. What you do, what you are being employed for, or what you do, what you bring out to people, you should be consistently rendering your service without stopping. That is the meaning of outwork everyone. You should consistently render your service without stopping. Don't drop. Because the moment you drop, there are several people who are doing the same thing with you. And the moment you drop, you already give chances to other competitors to outweigh you in that particular race. Then, four, keep your expenses lower than your earning. I once met a lady who said her biggest flex is her monthly income is her yearly rent. So you can imagine how it is, how your monthly pay is your yearly rent. Just imagine how much money that kind of lady will be able to save. You understand? Now I will have to give in some info that is really necessary to save money. The best way to save money. You need to pay attention to this because at the end of this series, you should be able to understand and to know how to save money and how to maintain your money in a direct way. Now, the best way to save money. One, we have the 50-30-20 budget rules. The 50-30-20 budget rules, it simply implies to the amount of money you earn in a month, how you spend the amount of money you earn in a month. 50-30-20 budget. 50 goes to your fixed expenses like rent, your utilities, car payments, like that your car have faults and all that, groceries when you go for shopping. Then we have 30%. 30% is for your flexible spending. What is flexible spending? You're dining out, maybe you're going for several dates or whatever you want to do, clothing, you're going for shopping of clothing, you're traveling, a family gathering, a relationship, those have to boil down to your 30%. So whatever you are doing in terms of relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever family spending, dining, clothes, traveling, the flexible spending you are doing has to fall under the 30%. Then we have the 20%. The 20% is usually saving and debt repayment. Sometimes most salary earners, they do buy things on debt before they receive their salaries. So whenever the money comes in, from this 20%, you can easily accumulate and pay back those debts you'll be owing little by little from this 20% and also save. What are you saving up for? You are saving up for emergency fund, a retirement account, and future plan. Emergency fund. There are sometimes you just have something emergency in your family or whereabout or somewhere else, and you're like, we need some amount of money to do some kind of things. And what do? You go back to your emergency fund and put some money to do some kind of things that can resolve the situation. Your retirement account. Note, not everybody have the chances to work till old age. And when you fail to plan your old age, you find out that you suffer during old age. It mainly applies to men because at the end of the day, you find out that men usually suffer at their old age. So you have to plan for your old age. That's what we call retirement account. So that when you plan for it at your old age, those plans you made on ground will be the ones sustaining your livelihood and making life more comfortable for you. Because when you are old and you are eating well, you enjoying traveling, going for different vacations, I don't think you will just fall ill and die immediately. No, no, no. You have to live long. Then future plan. What is future plan? Future plan. You have plans for future. Your children has plans for future. There are some certain things that you have to put in place in your life that you don't even know now or you are planning towards to. Okay, now you say, okay, you want to buy a car, you want to build a house. There are companies that you want to open and yet you don't really have the kind of money to open it. But from your savings of that 20%, you will be able to accumulate and gather up to save up to that particular expectation. From your earnings, you'll be able to gather up and save up to that to meet up that your particular expectation. How do we do this? Now, let's break down this 50-30% budget rules. If you are earning 500,000 in a month, 50% for fixed expenses has to be 250,000. So that's the amount of money that you have budgeted to spend for your fixed expenses like rent, bills, car payment, and grocery. Then for the flexible spending, 30% has to be 150,000. And for that 150,000, that's what you'll be spending for your dining, clothing, and traveling. Then 20%, which is 100,000 naira, has to be for your savings and debt repayment. That has to be 100,000 from the 500,000. So you see, with all these keys, you'll be able to maintain and plan for your money so that your money will make good living for you. Because the amount of money you own that determines the amount of investment that you can venture into. I hope this make you people understand how the principles of money works and the principle of savings. With this budget planning, you can be able to scale up your portfolio to become a millionaire. My next series, I will be breaking down the ways we can use to make money. And I'll be teaching you people crypto, how to use crypto and how to use the stock market and buy stocks from different apps. And also how to use banks because there are ways you can use bank to make money also. That's also known as the money market. I'll be breaking down all these things to you people in a simpler form. And even somebody that owns 100K can able to make something meaningful before the end of the month or before the end of the week. Stay tuned and subscribe to my channel because when you subscribe, you always get good infos and new infos to make money. Thank you. It is my duty to make 20 persons a millionaire before the end of 2027. Beloved.